Everybody, welcome back. Today we are here with Mr. Hankins and he's going to share some information about the new upcoming school year.
So we know there's been some changes with the school accountability. Can you tell us how attendance is affected with that?
Yeah, so just kind of overview for everyone too. School accountability has a lot of different parts that go into it, like obviously the academic component from our core content classes. Then you guys are well aware of like the college and career readiness component that's called post-secondary readiness. And another layer of that has always been that school survey where it's called like the quality of school climate and safety that students were asked questions about our schools. So that is no longer going to be a part of the new state accountability model that they changed. Now it's going to be a section on attendance. So we're going to, as a school and community, we're going to have a rating from the state based on our attendance in our schools. So obviously attendance has always been important and we want to promote good attendance. It takes a lot of support with the school and homes in order to be able to do that. But now that's going to be a rating that we have that's based on our absentee percentages and all schools in the state. So that is obviously going to be an area that we want to do well on. It's an area that we can control ourselves within the school or at home. And like I said, the academic components, we're going to continue to focus on that, post-secondary readiness and those other areas. But we did want to make sure everyone is aware of the changes regarding attendance.
Mm-hmm. And then I know last year there was a new law regarding cell phones. Will that stay the same? Has there been any changes?
Yes, so the school cell phone rules are the same, and those are in accordance with the law in the state of Kentucky. They made that change last year, so there are no cell phones during instructional time. So what some schools are doing to make sure to adhere to that, from 7:50 in the morning to now to be 2:50 in the afternoon for us, that's another change that we'll talk about. But the phones are taken up during that time or no one's allowed to be on them. We are still allowing, to try to communicate as needed and use it responsibly. The passing time, you can still have your cell phones during that 5 minutes or 10 minutes during second chance breakfast, and also lunchtime. We'll still allow students to have their phones during lunch. So we just ask for continued cooperation in that. If it's not an issue, we won't have to do anything different. If there are repeat offenders, though, that get write-ups for cell phones, they're not complying with what we have to do as a school, then we will require them to turn their phones in upon arrival.
Now, with our drop-off, both coming to school and leaving school and car riders and bus riders, has that changed or is that still the same this year?
So slight changes. We're still working on the plans and I'm sure they'll communicate that fully to everyone, but drop-off is going to be a little bit different because middle school students are no longer going to enter through the high school entrance as they have before. So some of those families that have siblings, that do Dixon middle school and high school now are going to be separated. So we'll get some more information out about the specific traffic flow in our parking lot for that. So morning drop-off is a little bit different specifically for our secondary campus with the middle and high school. Another change to that, you heard me mention a second ago, is our school day. The time length of that has changed. So now instead of dismissing at 3 o'clock, we're going to dismiss at 2:50. So our school day will be 7:50 to 2:50.
And then has there been any academic goal changes? Like I know last year juniors took the SAT. Will that continue?
So academic goals are always going to be a point of focus. Obviously for high school, that's going to be a point of concern and you want to improve every year. So we're still going to be doing a lot of preparing for that and trying to, have quality instruction in the classroom that allows our students to perform well on the KSA, that state assessment that we take. But one layer in there, as you mentioned, the ACT and SAT is still unclear. Unfortunately, that is kind of out of our control. The state legislature is still trying to decide if the bidding process and things were fair last year. So we still don't know, and they said it could even be September or October before we find out if our students are going to be taking for the state the ACT or SAT. We're going to continue preparing our students for the SAT, which we switched to last year. The good thing, we've talked with the people that we use to prepare our students for that program, and they can switch it mid-year. If we begin preparing for the SAT and we take that first mock exam, you guys will get the feedback and be able to work on that. But our vendor is going to switch that to ACT if we need to prepare our students for that assessment as well.
So as students here at the high school, there's a lot that plays into us being able to be successful. So as the principal, what do you think plays the biggest role in that?
Like you said, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and one that I think is super important that we try to do well here with here, and that is family involvement. So I think it's super important for a student to be as successful as they can be. The student, the school, and the family all has to kind of be working together and pulling in the same direction. So we just ask for continued support and involvement from our families within our Trojan family, and you guys are involved in a lot of different things at the school level. So I always encourage people to get involved. We see a lot more success. Research shows students that are involved in extracurricular clubs and activities, sports, all the things, and we try to do the best we can to promote that. But family involvement is always going to be a big one. We want to partner with our families on behalf of their child. And I always tell people, unfortunately, in the high school level, some people are already kind of jaded towards education. I can promise everyone we are not out to get any kid. We don't want kids to get in trouble. We just understand sometimes kids are going to do things that have consequences. But we want all of our kids to be successful. And what I always tell people is, what sense does it make for me as a principal or for Webster County High School for us to not want kids to be successful? Because if they are, it sets them up to be successful. Obviously, looks good on our school. And if they're not, that also is a reflection of their time here at the high school. So we want to set them up to be as successful as they possibly can. And like I said, as many factors go into that, family involvement and support is a huge aspect. So we appreciate those that we get, and we encourage others to get involved. Stay connected. Parent Square, I know there's a lot of things to go out on that, but it is one central location where people can kind of keep up with all the information. Also, we still have our school Facebook page where we try to share information and stuff like that as well. So looking forward to a good year.
Yeah. And then can you talk about our theme this year?
Yeah, we always try to have, we don't necessarily want to change it up every year. We did level up for a while because we want to continue to level up. That's not going to go away. We did focus on our future. That's tied in really close with our mission statement and stuff. We're going to keep our focus on our future is kind of be like our main school theme. But one motto that I want us to kind of focus on, or theme as you will, for this year is going to be the gold standard. Y'all know it's no unknown thing that the gold is a big thing to me, making sure that our colors are always right. I want that. That's very important from school branding. And sometimes I get some comments on that because I can quote the hex code for the Vegas code, CBB 677. Those are just things you come to know as your principal and ordering things all the time. But what sets us apart from the schools like McLean, or not McLean, they're ironically gold as well, but like Madisonville, North Hopkins, and Henderson that are more often associated with us because of our district and our region. Other schools around us, there's a lot of maroon, if you've ever noticed that. But what immediately sets us apart on those school colors and when you see school logos is that gold. Mm-hmm. And so kind of speaking from that vein, I want us to kind of carry within all of us, students, staff, families, everything, like the gold standard. I want that to be what sets us apart. So that gold standard is not saying that we're the best at everything or that we're perfect, but it is kind of this bar that we can hold ourselves to always strive to be better. And like, what's our gold standard? Is this the gold standard? Are we doing what's best for our school and for our community? And so I love a quote from Vince Lombardi. He says, perfection is not attainable, but if you strive for perfection, you can reach excellence. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I want to do at Webster County High School, whether that's athletics, whether that is academics, school experience as a whole. Like, we want this to be a place where students and staff love to be. That's one of our pillars as well. So the gold standard is going to be something that I kind of set for myself and everyone else, to try to live up to make our school the best that it can be.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with us over some common questions and some new changes this year. We hope to get back with you later on in the school year for our news channel.
And thanks to you guys. I would much rather do this with you guys. They're an award-winning news crew for their competitions and stuff. So I do appreciate you guys doing that and value the work that you guys do for our school and community, getting the information out there. So I wanted to give you guys your flowers on camera and say thank you for doing a great job on the news, and congratulations on all the success you've had. Go Trojans.